Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Audrey Hope and I do acting videos. So if you are wanting to get into the acting industry, or you're already in the acting industry and you're just looking into how to spice up your auditions, because say you have an agent, you have a manager, you're getting auditions, but you're not sure how to make your auditions stand out, this is the video for you. Or if you're getting yourself self-tapes and you want to know how to make them stand out, this is also the video for you. So I have been professionally training in the acting industry for a very, very long time, and I've spent hundreds of dollars learning how, probably thousands of dollars, learning how to act. So I'm going to be giving you guys the most helpful tips that I've learned through my professional training on how to make your auditions stand out. So basically, I'm going to start with the more acting side and then go into the technical side. The number one thing that I hear of how to make your audition stand out is to have a moment before. So you need to have, before any words are said in the audition, you need to be having a moment before. So when you get your sides, you look at the sides, and sometimes they give you a moment before. They give you what your character was doing right before the scene starts. Sometimes that's in the sides, sometimes there's nothing. And what you need to do is you need to decide what your character was doing, where your character just came from, how your character's feeling, and then you need to have that carry over into a moment before. So before the person that's reading with you says the line, or before you say your line, have a good few beats of you having your moment before. And then when you send your audition in, you can crop it so it's shorter, but it's really important that when they first open your audition, because the first impression is what's most important, they see something going on behind your eyes, something happening. Don't just be like waiting for the line and then, oh, hi, da, da, da. Like, have something so you're like, say your character's like thinking like, gosh, like what do I do next weekend? Like, have some kind of thought behind your eyes and have your moment before. So that's one thing, that's the first thing. Then you need to make a choice. Any choice. So say you think a line should be said this way, which is not changing the words necessarily, but the emotion behind the line. Maybe you do differently than how you think most people will do that. Or you play your character different than how you think everyone else would play the character. You need to make some sort of choice, because standing out is what's most important. They open so many auditions that you need to do something to make yourself memorable. So one way my acting coach has talked about making a choice is to take a line and think of 5 different ways you could say that line. Or like in 5 different ways you could say it, putting an emphasis on a different word each time. And then choose the 5th one and do that in the audition, because everyone else is going to have already thought of the first like 4. Or think of more, you know what I mean? So choose the last one that you thought of. Choose the least likely that everyone else is going to do. So you need to make a choice, you know, play your character like angry in this part, and like do a range of emotions, you know, don't just be one note throughout the whole thing. Basically what I'm saying is don't play your audition safe. When I first started auditioning, I would play my parts super safe because I was like, well, this probably isn't what they're looking for, so I'm gonna play it really safe and just kind of be middle of the road, and you know, hopefully that's what they're looking for. I don't want to be too out there in case that's like totally not what they're looking for. But if you're too in the middle, you're not going to stand out, and then they're not going to want you. If you are crazy, and not crazy, but you know, do something that is going to make you stand out, even if it stands out, no, that's not really how we wanted that done, but they're really good, they're going to remember you, and they know they can call you back in and say like, hey, try it this way, and then you'll know how they want it. Or you could be like, all right, I want to try it this way, and you do it that way, and that could be exactly what they're looking for. You really have no idea, and you're never going to know how they want it. Another thing you can do is build fake memories for your characters. So sometimes you get an audition, and it will, in the sides, reference a memory that your character is telling or remembering. And what I like to do is write out that memory, write out what happened, what you were wearing, and really visualize that memory. My acting coach actually makes us live the memory. So like we will mime and live through that memory ourselves, so that we have a very clear picture of what happened. And then when you talk about it, you're actually going to show behind your eyes that memory. A big thing in auditions is internal dialogue. If you have nothing going on behind your eyes, they just will not want you. So make sure that you be thinking, don't just be saying the lines. Another thing is, don't just stare. Say this is the point I chose to talk to the character, because you never look in the camera for an audition. So say this is the person I'm doing the lines with, I'm talking to them. Don't just do this the whole time. My agent actually said she can tell within like the first few minutes if she watches an audition and the character or the person playing the character just stares in one place the whole time, they're not going to get a call back. Because like if you're in a conversation, you know, you're going to look off, you're going to think, you're going to go back to the character. But that doesn't mean, I used to overdo it with like the thinking and looking away. Like, don't overdo it, but you're not going to be so lasered into the character the whole time. Now, if it's a very intense line, you want to laser in on the person and deliver that line like this. But you don't need to be like that the whole time. And really be, my acting coach likes to use the word, be in your body. Basically, in your body means your body is acting just as much as your face and eyes. So my agent sent me an audition of someone who booked like a lead role in a Netflix series, and the audition, she was playing a pregnant woman, and she literally like had body language of a pregnant woman, hold their backs, and like she looked like she was pregnant. And it would have been so easy to just do that audition, just, you know, doing really good acting, but her whole body did the acting, and that's what you should be doing. So like I had an audition recently where I had to be coming in from a race, so I ran into the frame and I was like like actually out of breath for the whole beginning of the audition, because that's real. Like, you need to look like you are in the scene, and so your mannerisms, your characteristics, like, you know, look like you're in the scene. Your body needs to show it just as much as your face. So some technique things is try to minimize your blinking. I have noticed this in my old auditions. I used to blink a lot, and every time you blink, you're breaking that connection that you have with the person that you're talking to and the person watching the audition. Every time you blink, you're breaking that connection. So if I'm delivering a really serious line, I'm not going to blink, because that makes my delivery so much stronger. Versus if I was leaving the delivery like this and I was talking to them like this and my delivery is so strong, every time I blink, you're kind of losing that connection. So I try to blink the least amount possible in my auditions. And, you know, if that's really interfering with your acting and you are having to think about it a lot, obviously, you know, put your acting first, but really keep that in mind that blinking should be minimized, and really, especially when you're delivering a strong line. So some technical things are, you want to film in front of a blank background, preferably gray or blue. This is kind of what my background is. You want to have a blank background. You want to have good lighting to where you can see the person. You want to have good audio to where you can hear the person very clearly. Your off-camera reader should not be loud, should not overshadow you. They should just read the lines like, have a moment before. Like, they shouldn't be like, have a moment before. They don't want to overshadow the actor. You want to have it quiet. If you have an audition with all of those things and you have a good blank background, good lighting, and good audio, and you have good eye lines, so if there's two people in the scene, you're going to have one eye line here, one eye line there, you know, you're talking to two different people, your auditions are going to stand out so much. And you really don't, you want to make sure you have good technical notes too, because if your acting is great, you don't want it to distract from the great acting if they're watching a low quality video. So there are places you could have your self-tapes filmed, but this is what they should look like. This is what mine look like. Also, I am looking into starting a Zoom for people who are in the acting industry that just want to talk about it and ask for advice, or just share what they've been doing for the week, and like we can share auditions, just really so you can have friends who are also in the acting industry, because it's hard when you don't have anyone that can relate to you. Here's my Instagram handle. If you want to be a part of a group chat on Instagram, you can comment on my recent Instagram photo, just like, hey, I want to be a part of the group chat, and I'll just start adding everyone that comments, and we can talk about doing a Zoom and stuff. But I hope that helped. I know that's a lot to throw at you guys. If you have any questions, you can feel free to DM me on Instagram. But I love you. If you are trying to get into the acting industry, subscribe. We're a huge family, all working towards this together. I'm continuously learning, and I share it with you guys. Every time we learn something, we try to just, you know, share it with each other because it's a hard industry. But I hope that this helped, and I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one.